Prime Minister Modi is the boss.
Namaste, Australia.
Prime Minister Modi is the boss. More than 20,000 Indians burst into thunderous cheers after hearing that shout-out of Australian Prime Minister Anthony Albanese to the Prime Minister of India on Tuesday night. The Qudos Bank Arena indoor stadium at Sydney Olympic Park was abuzz with Modi magic then. It was perhaps the biggest reception a foreign leader could have received in Australia. Albanese welcomed Modi by saying this: "Dear friend, you have brought the spirit of the world's greatest democracy to Australia." He then compared Modi to famous American singer Bruce Springsteen. Wherever Modi goes, he gets a rock star welcome. Last time at this venue, I saw Bruce Springsteen perform. Even he didn't get such a big reception. PM Modi is the boss. Modi had arrived for a 3-day official visit to Australia on May 22nd. He entered the stadium along with the Australian Prime Minister and was received with traditional rites by priests chanting Vedic mantras. Then Indian music and dance forms such as Bharatanatyam were performed. Later, Modi's speech enumerated India's achievements. He also announced that the Indian consulate would soon be opened in Brisbane. Harris Park in the suburbs of Sydney was renamed Little India at the ceremony. Modi and Albanese then jointly laid the foundation stone of Little India Gateway at Sydney's Harris Park neighbourhood. Of course, PM's visit has further strengthened the relationship between India and Australia. PM Modi on Wednesday used cricket diplomacy to explain the deepening ties between India and Australia. I am visiting Australia within 2 months of the visit of my friend Prime Minister Albanese to India. This is our 6th meeting in the last 1 year. This reflects the depth of our comprehensive relations, convergence in our views, and maturity of our ties. In the language of cricket, our ties have entered the T20 mode, said PM Modi in a joint press briefing with the Australian Prime Minister. I invite PM Anthony Albanese and all Australian cricket fans to India for the Cricket World Cup this year. At that time, you will also get to see the grand Diwali celebration in India, said PM Modi. Prime Minister Anthony Albanese and Prime Minister Narendra Modi on Wednesday met in Sydney for bilateral discussions that deepened the friendship between the two nations. The Australia-India relationship is already strong, but both saw the potential for growth and an opportunity for a better future. The meeting was built on the outcomes from the Australia-India Annual Leaders Summit in March and reinforced their commitment to an open, prosperous and secure Indo-Pacific. PM Modi said that in the meeting with PM Albanese, they discussed Australia-India comprehensive strategic partnership taking to greater heights in the next decade. They had detailed discussions on the scope of cooperation in the new areas. Last year, the India-Australia Economic Cooperation and Trade Agreement came into effect. Today, we have decided to focus on Comprehensive Economic Cooperation Agreement. This will further strengthen our economic partnership and open up new avenues for cooperation, said PM Modi. Further reinforcing the economic and people-to-people ties between the two countries, the leaders announced the finalization of the Australia-India Migration and Mobility Partnership Arrangement, which will promote the two-way mobility of students, graduates, academic researchers and business people, while also enhancing cooperation to prevent irregular migration and people smuggling. The Prime Ministers welcomed progress towards establishing an Australia-India Green Hydrogen Task Force and announced that the terms of reference for the Australia-India Green Hydrogen Task Force have been agreed. Prime Minister Modi said that India was looking forward to greater Australian investment in India, adding, India will soon become the third largest economy in the world. India is creating a favorable ecosystem for attracting more investment in India in fields such as electronics, defense, and other sectors. PM Modi said that the scope of India-Australia ties is not limited to merely the two countries. It is also linked to regional stability, peace, and global welfare. India-Australia cooperation can be beneficial for the growth of Global South. Prime Minister Albanese and Foreign Minister Penny Wong announced that the now Centre for Australia-India Relations will be headquartered in Parramatta. The centre began operations this month and will drive deeper engagement with India through business, policy and cultural activities and work with Indian diaspora communities. By the way, Prime Minister Narendra Modi did not shy away from raising the issue of attacks on temples in Australia and said that Prime Minister Anthony Albanese had assured to take strict actions against such elements in the future. Notably, it is a fact that several cases of Khalistani extremism and brawls between Khalistani activists and pro-India demonstrators have recently come to the fore in several parts of Australia. Indian flags were burnt and even a Hindu temple was vandalized recently in Australia. India's Foreign Secretary Vinay Kwatra on Wednesday said that the friendly relations would not be disrupted by attacks on temples or activities of separatist elements in Australia. By the way, the key intent of Prime Minister Narendra Modi's 3-day visit to Australia may have been an enhanced security cooperation in a region where China's aggression is a serious concern.